What's up, guys? Welcome to the Loper Show. And today, J. Michael Phillips joins me. What's up, bro?
What's up, brother?
Dude, we met at Struggles concert.
Yeah.
Like, what was that, back in like October or something?
Yeah.
You were like, dude, look out for me. I'm coming. I'm coming. And god damn, dude, you are almost everywhere now, online. I mean, like, all the talk is J. Michael Phillips, bro. How's that feel?
It's crazy. It feels amazing, man. I'm very thankful for the position I'm in at the moment. I don't know, it's kind of surreal, for real. You know, I just dropped my first urban country album back in August of 2023. And I've been making this type of music for about 6 years now.
Yeah.
Because it was right before my youngest son King was born. But to have, like, I didn't release anything till that August of 2023, and then literally a month after that, signing with Edward Crow, and then just it's been a whirlwind since then.
Zilla's a legend, dude.
Yeah, that's my brother, man.
That guy is a fucking legend.
Yes.
And, you know, not just in music, but I mean, his photography is unbelievable.
Oh, amazing.
I mean, like, world class.
Yeah, amazing. Yeah. He has actually a book from a tour. I don't even remember what year the tour is. It's terrible that my mind draws a blank, but he has the 5150 tour book.
Oh, shit, yeah.
That Estevan, big dog from out of Cali, he published the book.
Oh, that's cool.
And so, like, have you had a chance to see it?
I don't think I have, no.
Bro, it's the photography in there is insane.
Wow.
It's just such a.
And didn't he do something like a coffee table book for Yelawolf too?
Yeah, I think that's the book. I'm not sure.
I'm
not schooled in those terms of like coffee table book or photography.
The larger.
Okay, that's it.
Where you can like actually.
Oh yeah,
showcase the pictures.
All I know is it is on Yelawolf's coffee table when you sit down. like it's there. So I guess that would be the book, right? Yeah.
Man, that's awesome. And your sound is so sick. It's like Hank Williams Jr. rolled up on Genuine, who just got a ride from R. Kelly. I mean, it's just like, I don't even know if you can even say R. Kelly anymore. I mean,
Oh, no, we can.
Yeah,
if we grew up on it, man, it doesn't, I mean, we got to separate the music from the person.
I think so, too. And
sometimes.
God damn, when the remix to Ignition comes on, watch out. 'Cause I'm a fucking white guy grinding all over the place.
Right.
No, but seriously, your sound is so... It's just so unique, but at the same time, I can hear hints and I can hear flavors of like a John Anderson. You know what I mean? Like, your voice is so unique. Was that something you kind of had to cultivate, or is that just what came out naturally?
It's all natural. Really. So I grew up, with my mother. My mother and father are actually together now, but that didn't happen until I was 18. But when I was a kid, I grew up without my father. I was just me, my mother, and my sister, and I grew up on Hank Williams Jr., Kenny Rogers, Dolly Parton, Alabama, Oak Ridge Boys, Simon and Garfunkel, Crystal Gale, like Genesis and Phil Collins and Michael Jackson. Just
nice.
a really eclectic group of greats, and it really influenced my musical taste, like my ear for music. These days, I really don't listen to a lot of artists. I try not to if I do, I'll listen for one or two times, but I don't overly listen because I don't want to sound like anybody.
Yeah.
I don't want it to influence my sound. My influence have already been made.
A lot of comedians I know are the same way. They're like, listen, I still love stand-up. I love comedy. But if you go and you watch somebody else, you start to develop sort of their mannerisms, or like, if somebody tells a hella funny joke, you're like, oh, that's it, and the basis of your material starts to be based upon that. You don't even know it. It's like subconscious.
Yeah.
That's
absolutely. It happened to me it's not no secret that I've been in and out of prison, spent quite a bit of time. My last stretch in prison was 8.5 years.
Wow.
For a drug trafficking case. And I say that because it leads to this, but I had one of my boys in there. His name was Fly. He was from Cleveland, and he really taught me a lot about producing, like how to produce, because we had instruments in there, and that's a story in itself. But I used to show him my music as I do it, because we had little recording devices. We would sneak and make things happen, and like literally, I had showed him a song about a month later, he was like, "Man, I got this new record. I want you to hear it, bro. I want you to hear it." And he played it for me, and I was like, "Bro, that's my hook. That's the whole melody to my hook I showed you like a month ago, bro." And he subconsciously he had no idea where it came from or what it was, but the same cadence. Was
that awkward for you to say that?
No, I mean not really, because I'm a blunt person. Okay. Like I say things as they are, but. You know, he was very embarrassed because he thought that, you know, he was like, "Man, I didn't do that on purpose," but it was a realization that what you listen to, what you take in, even if you're not intending to, you're gonna adapt it. You're gonna use it like a sponge, and it'll end up coming out in your music eventually.
Yeah, for sure.
If you're not careful.
Yeah. Now, one of the things that we have in common is we both stay between Ohio, Nashville, and Florida.
Yes.
And so I'm from South Florida, and
I seen
Lake Worth is where I'm from originally.
West Palm.
Yeah, West Palm. Yeah.
I got a son, and my son and his mother, they're from down in Tampa, so I spend a lot of time down in Tampa.
Now, do you play down there?
No, I done a song. I did a show with Kendall Tucker and the Lax down in Eden Beach.
Okay.
But that's the only place I've performed down there. I haven't really done too many shows in Florida.
Yeah, because I was talking to Doobie about that too. Even on the East Coast, you know, I was like, dude, I could point you in the right direction for sure. Because I mean, I think you would find an immense amount of fans down there. You know, especially like, you know, well, on the East Coast, you know, down from like Daytona to Fort Pierce to Port St. Lucie. I mean, they would love that style that you put on, man. Like,
I got some homies down that way, like Kasky and
of course,
Bez Believe, and I got a few homies from down that way, and they're like, "Man, you need to do some shows down here." But I've been waiting. Like everything that I've been a very patient person. I understand the importance of playing your position, and with signing on with Edward Crow, and then Crow getting me signed with Wolf to Slumerican. I've had to be very patient. I've had to, and it's okay because I understand that. And so I haven't released a lot of music. I haven't released any music since I've signed to Slumerican, actually, because I've been making music but not releasing it yet. And so that's why I haven't really taken the show on the road down there too much, because I've been waiting for this Slumerican, album that I'm actually doing with me and Wolf. We have an album together called Whiskey and Roses.
I can't wait to hear about that.
Finished. It's insane.
And you guys just shot the videos for that too down in Nashville.
We just shot 3 videos. There's a song called I Swear, I Swear, and the other song was called I Swear I Am, but we ended up changing it to Searching for Heaven. So it's I Swear and Searching for Heaven. It's a part 1 and part 2. So it's like those videos go together. It's like a movie. It's absolutely insane.
Yeah.
The craziest thing. And Patrick Tohill shot the video, which he's Wolf's like go-to for videos. So if you've seen any of Wolf's videos in the last year and a half, you know Patrick Tohill's just phenomenal, just a phenomenal director. And we shot those, and then we shot one for Amnesia. And we're getting ready to go on the 45 tour. Actually, starts tomorrow.
So Thursday in Columbus.
Yeah, we'll be in Columbus Thursday. We'll be in Fort Wayne tomorrow. We're gonna be all over the place. It's actually the first time I've been on a real tour, and I'm direct support. So it's JT Lux, a Slumerican artist who's a monster as well. He's opening up. Then it's me, and then it's Wolf, and it's gonna be just insane.
That's sick, dude. Now, who's on the record with you guys? Like, who's producing?
Tasty's my go-to. That's my brother. Shout out Tasty, man.
Dude, that song that he did with my dude Tulane. I know you know Tulane.
Oh yeah,
obviously.
Tulane's
the homie. I mean, the nicest guy.
Yeah,
in the entire fucking world. Yeah.
Probably on earth.
Like, really is, right? Yeah. But yeah, the song that he just dropped and some of the stuff, I don't even know if it's out yet. He played for me. He sent me like a SoundCloud link, and I was like, "Woo, Tasty's so good, bro."
Yeah, Tasty's. Yeah, we are in our winning season. Like, our winning season is coming up. He produced most of the album.
That's awesome.
Him and Wolf. Wolf is Wolf is, a lot of people don't know he's a producer himself. Like, he's a dog. Like, his ear is insane. And I don't know, man. The album, from the feedback from some of the the people that have been able to hear it, has been a lot of nostalgia.
Ooh.
Like I bring out something in Wolf, and Wolf brings something out in me that just creates, he has a very distinct voice. I have a very distinct voice, and it's just created a marriage that I'm really excited to see how people take it. I think they're going to be very surprised and very pleased. I bring out the old Wolf in a lot of stuff too.
I love that.
So yeah, the only feature we have on the album is Struggle.
Oh, cool.
We got a crazy record with Struggle called Yay Yay Yay.
Oh, that's sick, dude. So did you see their movie?
Oh yeah. No, I didn't get to watch it because up north I didn't get to see it yet. The only place that was showing it was like 2 hours away from me up in Michigan.
Oh, okay.
And I wasn't able to make it to that yet. I mean, I've seen the trailers and stuff. Zilla sent me,
dude. I went I guess like the week before last. It's so fucking good. I mean,
where'd you get to see it?
In Columbus, at Easton.
See, I didn't know.
Yeah, I was gonna go down for the Nashville for the opening down there. They had like a big premiere and everything.
Yeah.
Struggle struggled through down, had like a huge theater down there and everything. But I just wasn't able to make it back to Nashville for that. But I went actually just on a whim by myself.
Yeah.
I fucking hit the vape way hard, and I was like, you know what I should do right now is go watch that fucking movie. Yeah. And I went, and I was like, okay, so it's probably gonna be like, dude, that movie, I would watch it again, like right now. It's just like straight up action movie. It's got everything you want. You know what I mean? Just badass motherfuckers, hot chicks, motorcycles, fighting. I mean, like what, just be mindless for 2 hours. I mean, I love those movies.
Yeah. No. I mean, we're living in a time where we watch movies at home because I was kind of like, I was searching for it on my Fire Stick. You know what I mean? Because I get everything on there. Exactly, I was like, right? I've been waiting because I want to see it, but I just did. Yeah. If I would have known it was down here at the East, then I would have been here.
But it's good. I mean, it was. I was really impressed. But everything that Wolf does, he's such a savant, man. Like the people that have never met him before, it's like he's such an interesting guy. He's very measured. Says a lot when you know him, doesn't when you don't, and it's almost like intimidating when you meet him. But. Dude, what he did with War Story, and so I live like right downtown in Nashville. Like I'm like an 8-minute walk from Broadway, right? Yeah. Like so, the marketing that he did for War Story was unbelievable down there. It was so old school, so like guerrilla marketing, just blows my mind, and I love that about him because he kind of brings that old school sort of street culture flavor to everything that he does.
Yeah, he had billboards all over the country, crazy. We was out in L.A. Just plastering the walls of every building, anything that the flyer could fit on. We go. Oh, there was on my IG. I don't know if you go back through my reels and you can see it. He was like we were off of Sunset, and me, him, and Zilla, and we looked up and we seen the billboard, massive billboard, sick. And he's like, "Think I can get up there?" And I was like, he's like wearing cowboy boots and he's, what I mean, he's Wolf, and he's like, I think I can get up there. And he's like, you want to help me, J. Mike? I was like, hell yeah, let's go. so we all just jump out the whip just randomly, and like I'm like picking him up onto the side of this building. He climbs up onto this building, onto the back of it, and scales up this rickety, just
no shit.
It was literally like watching him about to commit suicide on accident because he wanted to get a picture next to the billboard, like on some epic stuff. And then we got it, and it was dope. But yeah, that whole LA experience was insane, going out there with him and then just being able to go on tour with him and promote the album and be a part of that. I love that album. I think a lot of people, if they had the time to really delve into it, that didn't know Wolf, it would take them on a whole new journey of who he is, because that's how he just, you can think that you know how he's going to come on a record, and he's going to come exactly in a whole nother different lane that you didn't expect, but whatever it is, it's going to be saucy.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like I'm like picking him up onto the side of this building. He climbs up onto this building, onto the back of it, and scales up this rickety, just
no shit.
It was literally like watching him about to commit suicide on accident because he wanted to get a picture next to the billboard, like on some epic stuff. And then we got it, and it was dope. But yeah, that whole LA experience was insane, going out there with him and then just being able to go on tour with him and promote the album and be a part of that. I love that album. I think a lot of people, if they had the time to really delve into it, that didn't know Wolf, it would take them on a whole new journey of who he is, because that's how he's just, you can think that you know how he's gonna come on a record, and he's gonna come exactly in a whole nother different lane that you didn't expect, but whatever it is, it's gonna be saucy. You know what I mean?
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's funny. I'm so curious to like what the record sounds like with you two. Like, I can't wait for the show on Thursday. You know what I mean? Because that'll be like the first time I hear some of the music.
Yeah.
So, I mean, like, are you guys, is there a point in the show that you guys come out together to do some of the new record?
So we were talking about that. We were just talking about it when we was on the set for shooting Amnesia.
Yeah.
And I don't know, like, Wolf is very, like, he knows the art of keeping something to himself. He doesn't, like, spill the beans. He's very patient. I've learned that from him a lot. But I don't know exactly when, but I know we will be performing together on his set for the album. I just don't know when he plans to do it, if he wants to wait for the first single to drop, or if, because, with music, and, he was talking about this with me, like, people, they'll listen to us. If they don't know the song and you break the song the first time, you'll get a lot of this. But if they get a chance to absorb the song and hear it on their own and then come watch you, then you get the interaction, because initially they're just trying to see listen, and you can't be too wild and stuff. You're just listening. So we will be at some point. The first single is going to drop while we're on tour, which is going to be really crazy for me to watch the transition. In the reaction from the crowds, because the crowds have been crazy, shown me so much love and support from what I've done. I mean, me and Wolf have a song called Armageddon that's been out. It's a lot of people have known that, and they've, and we dropped that on a dry drop, like.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah. Oh,
because that wasn't part of the album, right?
No, we wanted to drop something before the War Story album came out. So, because he spoke about War Story in that song, it was like, okay, let's make sure we drop this right ahead. And we dropped it right before, and it just went crazy. It's almost at 1 million streams on Spotify now. So, and that's with speaking of it, not speaking of it at all. You know what I mean? So, it's gonna be really dope to see what happens with this album that we did, because we got 1 RPM distribution, and they're really gonna put a push on this album. So I'm excited.
So what's your go-to in Nashville? Like, what's your spot?
I don't really, Printer's Alley is dope.
That's what I was just going to say.
We're at Printer's Alley all the time.
I love that New Orleans theme place. That's why Wolf's always there.
Yeah,
but like,
always.
I love that place, because that guy. He's from Cincinnati, the main player.
I didn't know that.
Oh yeah, like the main Zydeco band that plays there. Dude, that guy's from Cincinnati. Sounds so legit Louisiana. It's so crazy.
Right, that's what I would have assumed.
I think the rest of the band is from Louisiana, but he's from Cincinnati.
Yeah, he's got dumb soul. Like, that dude's amazing. Yeah. That spot is amazing. I love it. But yeah, we're almost always, that's like the first spot every time when we drop in.
Yeah, I love Printer's Alley, man. It's just one of those unique, I mean, just the best pictures. I mean, like, if you're going to take a picture somewhere, I mean, there's really nowhere better. But
me and Jim Johnson actually did like a photo shoot down in Printer's Alley. Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. So. Even Frank Sinatra's bar is kind of dope. Have you ever been over there?
No, I haven't been there.
Yeah, it's kind of fun. Like, when you walk in, it's definitely a different crowd than anything else, near Lower Broadway, but like, I don't know, the vibe in there is just, it's what it's supposed to be, but it's just so different than everything else. It's just you're kind of like, all right, I can get down with this for a little bit.
I love Nashville. Like, I'm literally, being from Ohio, like, it kind of reminds me of home, but just even nicer. Like it's like the new LA, you know what I mean? Like, there's so many people there, there's so much going on and so much history. But the scene, I mean, it just feels like home to me. Like, when I'm down there, I don't feel like I'm out of place.
I love it. I mean, honestly, like, being from Florida, everybody's like, well, where would you rather live? Like, obviously, West Palm's always home, but like, Nashville is, that second home,
Absolutely.
I'm sorry, Columbus, like.
No, I love Columbus. I actually used to live down here.
Oh, you did? Where'd you stay at down here?
Off of Olentangy.
Oh, okay.
And I stayed off of 11th and High. So I was like down by the university for a while.
Where would you love to play around here?
I don't know. I haven't really even thought of that. Like I haven't been down here like to experience different spots in a while, so I don't really know even what
that place we were at. Scully's is a decent place.
Scully's is cool. Yeah.
They get a cool crowd there, and everybody's into music.
Yeah. I don't know. We're gonna see because like this tour that starts tomorrow.
Yeah.
For me, like I'm gonna be touring with him. We already spoke on it, like all the way up until like November. So we got more dates. This is just the first leg of the tour.
Oh, wow.
We're gonna be on tour from tomorrow to like the beginning of June. We're gonna be off during June. There's still gonna be other shows, but as far as the tour part of it, it doesn't kick back up until the first week of July, and then it goes all the way out until November. So
that's crazy.
We're gonna be
Are you ready for that?
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, hell yeah. I am ready now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's like the stars are aligning and everything is happening. It's so surreal sometimes, bro. Like this time when I went home, because when I come back to Ohio, I stay with my parents because, that time is important to me as we get older and stuff.
Of course,
making sure like I've spent my whole life in and out of prison, literally from the time I was 15. And and my mom's rode with me through everything. She's always been there. If I would have let her come see me every visitation day, she would have been there every day. You know what I mean? But I didn't want her to go out of her way so much. But she's always been there, and to finally be able to make my mother proud. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like to me, I've heard. She's always stuck up for me and always been there for me. And I was doing. I was in the streets. I was just. A knucklehead, young knucklehead, and only thinking that I only hurt myself when I go to prison or something. But you hurt your whole family, your kids, everybody. And to finally be able to have my mom, even my dad, and my dad look at me and just be so proud of their son, the urban cowboy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I always tell Wolf and Zilla, and that, thank you. Thank you for allowing me to be able to make them proud while they're here. So, that all that time of hurting them isn't what I was left with. Now we focus on the good stuff, and it's great, man.
I love that.
And I'm just taking full advantage of it, just continuing to make the best music I know how to make from the heart, and just know that the way I look at music is if I put my truth into it. We all live different. We all live the same life. We just live it differently. And if I put my truth in my music, you're gonna find something that you relate to in it. He's gonna find something that he relates to it. She's gonna find something she relates to it. And that's how you touch people and create true fans, true followings. And it's happening for me right now.
I love that. And you do a great job on social media, too. How important is that to your game, to stay close to fans and people that are following you?
I try to like every comment. I try to interact with everybody that messages me. I'm still at that level where I'm not I don't got 1,000 DMs. You know what I mean? I
might be different after this tour.
Yeah, after this tour definitely is about to be different. But, as of right now, I'm, I try to interact with every single person, and they're always like, is this a scam? Is this even really you? And sometimes it isn't me. Like there's a lot of people that have sent me some, ever since I signed with Slumerican, like I got all these fake accounts.
Gotcha.
That are
Yeah.
And but I really try to just, man, we're human beings, bro, and we're experiencing this life together, and I just think that it's very important to interact and to share my knowledge and to soak up others, soak up others' knowledge as they share it, and try to make the best of it. And yeah, that's my whole thing, man. I'm not like, no one can walk up and people are like will meet me and I'll be like, do you want to take a picture? And they're like, yeah, but I wasn't going to try that. But no, that's what we're here for.
Because it's hard for people sometimes to come up. You know what I mean? Like, especially guys that are, like our age and they're fans or whatever. You know what I mean? And they're like, I don't want to be that dude. Or, So it's nice that you actually, break down that barrier.
I'm here for that. I'm here to sign whatever.
Hell yeah.
To take a picture with whatever. Making you guys happy is my goal, because I know that, that'll go a long way. You'll tell people about me. You'll let them experience the music, and you'll know that I'm really not an asshole.
Right.
You know what I mean? I can look. I've been through some shit. You know what I mean? But I've always had a big heart, and I've always been a good dude, and I'm not going to change that ever. I don't think I'm better than anybody.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And if I can put a smile on your face, then let me do that.
I love that, man. I mean, Jelly Roll made a career off of it. I mean, nobody has a better personality.
Absolutely.
I mean, from the moment that I met Jelly the very first time, however 10 years ago or so, like, he's been exactly the same person that he is today, that he was then, and he's just doing bigger things that he can do now.
Yeah.
And it's cool to see people with a big heart like that, especially people that have been through shit like you and him, like having to do actual like prison time and then be able to come back out. I love when he goes and visits the prisons.
Yeah.
And he goes to see like, some of the kids.
Yeah.
And I know that your first charge as a kid was like 15, you said?
Yeah.
Is that a gun charge?
Yeah, it was a gun charge.
Yeah.
It got dropped to an aggravated felonious assault, but it was originally they were going to try to bound me over as an adult and charge me with attempted murder. And we was living a wild lifestyle at that time, and I really didn't expect to ever make it to 18.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And
that's a wild thing to say.
it is wild.
And then you kick off a tour with Yelawolf tomorrow.
It's
Think
crazy
about that.
because I used to I tell Wolf too, like when I was in prison, I used to work out a lot. That's what I would have a regimen every day. Anybody that's done any real time understands that you have routines, and that love story was in my playlist. Like that was a rotation. I'd be running the yard or working out, I'd be listening to Love Story. Like Wolf, ever since I heard Pop the Trunk when I was incarcerated, because I was locked up from 2007 to 2015.
Wow.
And so he came out. I remember the first time I seen him.
Yeah.
And being like, oh man, that he's got sauce. Like that country boy is a beast.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and I would tell everybody like, man, yeah, that Wolf dude is a monster. And one time while we was working out a few, maybe 6 months ago now, and I was Wolf has endurance when it comes to like running. And,
oh, no shit.
Oh yeah, dude it's not natural. Like he could have been Olympian marathon runner, like for real.
No shit.
He'll do 10 miles like it's nothing. And while I was running, and he was fast walking because he's a little taller than me, and he's pretty quick. But we would have conversation. I'd be like, man, this is so crazy to me, bro. Like I used to work out to you on the yard, bro, and to be here next to you, like you're one of my closest friends.
That's cool.
At this point, it's crazy how life works. You know, you can't really see the future, or you don't know the exact future. You know what I mean? So you never know what can happen in life if you continue to put your dreams first. It's got to make sense.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
I mean? You can't just.
But it's all about that energy, that willing things to happen. People used to say, fake it till you make it, kind of thing. But it's not being fake. It's you know who you are at a baseline, and you're like, this is where I want to be. I'm not there today, but I might not be there tomorrow, but I'm gonna get there.
Yeah,
and you did. And I don't know. Have you seen the venue y'all are playing at here in Columbus?
The Bluestone.
Yeah, have you been there?
I have not been there.
Dude.
I know it's dope.
Dude, it's so crazy. So it's an old church, right?
Yeah.
And it's got like all these different levels to it, different rooms. I mean, everything is like beautiful, like pristine. Like they really kept a lot of like the old flair of the actual church, like alive in the venue. And like the whole basement to it, like they do like these raves down there and shit. And it's like it's a whole like just completely different look than the rest of the venue.
Yeah.
Like you go down there and I swear to God that place is haunted, like for sure, in a good way. But it just adds to all of the flair of just how badass the place is. The acoustics, since it was a church, so good.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And most of the vantage points for all the fans, like you can really see everything, pretty well. There's not like too many places where you're standing, because they had like these pillars that were, because they have this bar that's kind of like adjacent, like if you're looking at the stage, it would be like stage left, right? And if you were at that bar getting a drink, all of a sudden you were completely blocked off to what was going on the stage. So they opened that whole area up, and there's like this like wild like glass there, so you can like look through. It just looks so sick.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because you kind of walk over there and you can actually hear the bartenders. The glass, just kills the sound just enough. Yeah. And yeah, when they put that place together, they really did a great job. And I've seen like metal bands there. I've seen hip hop acts there. I saw a country act there one time.
Yeah.
And everybody the fans, you could just see it in their face. I mean, like when you're at a cool venue. So you're in for it, man.
Yeah.
You're going to like this place.
I met the owners, Joey. Mm-hmm. Joey I think it's Leadbeater.
I'm not sure.
I met him at Doobie's birthday party in February, and he was just a down-to-earth, cool dude, man, and excited for that show. And I guess it's sold out. I think it's sold out by now.
I would imagine.
But it's not a crazy big venue.
Yeah, it's not. I wouldn't call it small, but like it's a bigger, intimate venue. You know what I'm saying? Because like when you're in there, you still get that intimate feeling of, wow, I'm not like in a theater. I'm not in an auditorium or, in a stadium or whatever. You're in,
it's intimate.
Yeah, we're here together and something's happening. You know what I mean? That's why I say
I love that.
That's when that church vibe starts to come and you're like, oh, this is fucking cool, man. Yeah.
Oh, it's definitely going to be an experience. Like every show that I've been to with Wolf, it's never the same. He channels some type of different energy, and I don't know. I'm in awe every time I watch him perform. Like it's something amazing. Just the chemistry between him and Clever is like, I don't know. Have you been to any Wolf shows?
It's been a long time. Yeah.
Well, you're gonna be there Thursday, right?
Yeah. Actually, now that I think about it, I'm definitely gonna come Thursday. But I think the only time I've ever seen Wolf, I've seen him twice that I can recall off the top of my head, and both times at festivals. He played here when it was Rock on the Range.
Yeah. He just did some festival down by Miami. And whenever there's festivals.
Oh, Tortuga?
Don't get me to line. I don't know, bro. But I just know he was just down there.
Yeah.
And but whenever he does festivals, like if I can make it, I'll make it. But it's not, he doesn't need the team to open up or anything like that. So, but yeah, man, it's if you haven't seen Wolf perform live, it's a must. It's a must see, like for real.
Well, tell me about the J. Michael setup, man. So, like, Are you traveling with a band?
No, I just have my DJ Full Throttle.
Okay.
We that's why it's urban country, man. Like it's eventually we're gonna have the band. We have to. That's a mandatory thing. But for right now, we just keep it really easy. It's not my tour; it's Wolf's tour, and so I just try to take up as little space as possible, but still give the biggest experience as possible for the fans. And so it's just me and Full Throttle, and we do what we do, and it's been amazing. Actually, Full Throttle, he's from Detroit.
Okay.
And he's the first person to ever put me on a stage.
Oh, no shit.
And I told him, like, we rocked, and it was a strip club, a big strip club. They was having a huge party.
In Detroit?
No, it was actually in between, it's in between Toledo and what's the name of that city? I forget the name of the city, but it's on Telegraph, and it was a strip club that's just like people from Michigan were coming and people from Ohio was coming in. It was just crazy, but we tore that stage up, and I told him we got very close after that, and he became my manager for a while, and I told him, I said, bro, when I really make it, I'm coming to get you, bro. Like, I'm coming to get you, because time went on, and we went our separate ways and stuff, but we always kept in touch. But yeah, he used to manage Trick and
oh, no shit.
Yeah, and he was really close with Proof. Proof was his dog, but he was helping to manage D12, and like he's been in the music industry for a while. But it was crazy because when I did sign with Zilla, I still didn't have my DJ. I was doing my own thing. I was just putting it together. And then when it came together with Wolf, I said, bro, it's time. And he said, let's go. So he really dropped everything to hit the road with me.
Yeah, it's cool to have somebody that's from back in a time that you remember before things got, started to blow up for you.
Yeah.
When you start to get new friends.
Yeah.
When you have some of those people that have been around forever, it just feels right.
Yeah, absolutely. It's it keeps you humble. You know what I mean? Everybody's always like, "Oh, you're so humble, you're so humble." I'm just the same dude. That the music that I make or my position and doesn't change who I am as a person. I want to continue to be me. I can't lose me. And he always be like, "Man, I can't wait for the world to see what I've seen 20 years ago."
Yeah.
Like he's like, it's been 20 years since I believed in you, and now everybody can see what I've seen. And I was, I love that. I love that my mom and dad get to see that. I love that my older friends that have been through it and stuck, because there's a weeding process that goes on over the years, and the same friends don't always be your same friends.
Yeah.
10, 20 years down the road, and for him to be able to be there and just see the growth, and remind me,
Yeah.
you know what I mean, bro. I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you. I'm proud of look what you've overcome, bro. Look what you've overcome. Sometimes I have to sit and think about that. Like, yeah, you're right, bro. You're right. Because there's been a lot, man. I spent a lot of time in prison, and I was counted out. When I came home this time, they was like, "Oh man, it's over with for you, dog. Like, you ain't about to do it." And all that's ever did is motivated me.
Hell yeah.
And yeah, I'm proud of that.
Yeah. So with this tour and the new record, and what's the street date for the record, by the way?
The date, or wait,
like when you and Wolf are going to drop the record.
So we're still waiting for final mixes to come back on the entire record, which should be back within the next week and a half. Once we get that back, then they'll be able to set dates, because Zilla likes to have everything together before they do say anything. We just had to shoot these videos like right now because
And which videos did you shoot when you were in Nashville?
So I Swear, there's a song called I Swear, where it's like I'm on my Johnny Cash for real.
Oh,
like,
no shit.
Like the hook be like, "Now I ain't afraid of dying. Y'all can meet me at the church. While all my family crying, they gonna put me in the dirt." Like it's on some like,
yeah,
it's so old school, but the way that the beat comes with it, Tasty killed it. It's gonna be a shocker. People ain't ready for this one.
I love that.
But they are ready for it. You know what I mean? They're not ready, but they're gonna absorb it.
Yeah.
And it's gonna be a refreshing thing. But yeah, I Swear, and it used to be called I Swear I Am. I keep searching for heaven. So I Swear, Searching for Heaven, and Amnesia are gonna be the first 3 singles.
Awesome.
All bangers.
And what's the song with Struggle?
Yay, yay, yay.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Bro, I'm telling you, it's crazy.
Dude, Alligator Boots was off the chain.
Oh, yeah.
When him and
Yelawolf
and Struggle.
Snapped, Struggle really came with it. That's one of my favorite songs.
That is one of my fucking favorite songs, bro. Like when I'm getting ready before I go out, like I guarantee you on Thursday before I come to the show, that'll be one of the ones in the playlist.
Struggle's got some, like how he's been singing lately. He's got some fire in the chamber. He's got some monsters in the chamber.
Yes.
But when he spits, bro, I always tell him, bro, you can never let that go. You always there is a demand for that because people need that. And to me, when it comes to that stuff, man, him and Wolf are my 2 top. Like when it comes to the country rap, like those are my,
for sure.
And to be able to be on a record with them and to stand up, with them and really make such a record is exciting for me, man. I can't wait for the world to hear what we've done. There's only 10 songs on the album, which these days you don't want to give people too much because the attention span is not as long, and it's just enough
right.
to be like, oh, okay, and then play it back, and every song is so different from the next that it's just a real experience. And it was an honor to be in the studio with Wolf and to see how he works and to feed off of him. Actually, the last song that we got on the album is All I Ever Seen, and D. Ray came in, and that's when I got to meet D. Ray for the first time. He wrote Save Me and Son of a Sinner and all that stuff with Jelly.
Yeah.
And I'm a songwriter. That dude is something special. Like, it's crazy the way that he writes. And so I'm really excited for that. I'm really excited.
Sonic Temple Art and Music Festival, the pinnacle of rock festivals in America, returns in 2025 with Linkin Park, Korn, 2 nights of Metallica, no repeat weekend, plus Bad Omens, Incubus, Alice in Chains, Rob Zombie, 3 Days Grace, Alice Cooper, I Prevail, Jimmy Eat World, Chevelle, Motionless in White, and so many more. May 8th to the 11th at Historic Crew Stadium in Columbus, Ohio. Passes on sale now at SonicTempleFestival.com.
I'm really excited for that. I'm really excited for the album.
Could you see yourself in Nashville full time?
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely. My plan was to get like 100 acres. And then I seen that Jelly got 1,000 acres, and I was like inspired.
Yeah, dude.
I want 1,000 acres too, and I want to, give all my people like however many little acres they want, whether it's 5 acres or 10 or 20, and build a community. A family, and really family, so that greenhouses and cattle and all that type of stuff to be able to be self-sufficient.
I don't want to ruin your image or anything, but you're a good fucking guy, man.
No, thank you.
Yeah, that's nice, man.
No, I've been bad long enough that I'm glad to be good. You know what I mean? I've never been a bad.
You better write that down, Reg. Wait a second. That was dope. Write that down.
Yeah. No, I just that's my mom always said. Like, when I was a kid, man, I used to get in a lot of I never lived anywhere longer than 2 years. We always moved. And I was always the new kid at school. And for a while, I had a stepdad who used to, beat on me and my mom, and it was like I hated bullies. I couldn't stand a bully. So when I would go to the new school, it was like I didn't try, but I looking back, this is what I always did. I'd always see the bully, point him out, and handle him. And that's how everybody became to love me. I was like a protector, but I would end up fighting people's fights for them a lot, which would get me in trouble. And my mom was always like, even up into my teens, even that shooting that I did when I was 15, I didn't kill anybody, and he was in his vehicle, but it wasn't my issue. It was one of my best friends. He had got shot at over this dude in the same day, and then I went to handle it when it wasn't even me, it was him. It was his issue. So it was like I kept getting in trouble my whole life for sticking up for other people or handling other people's fights. And I learned, like, if you're not going to fight for yourself, I'm not going to fight for you.
Yeah.
When Wolf said that on the beginning of Armageddon, I was just like, bro, you couldn't have said anything more powerful to me than that, because he just said it randomly. And I was just like, that's the truth. If you can't fight for you, I can't fight for you. But if you fight for yourself, stand up for yourself, I'll fight for you too.
Yeah.
I'm your brother, you know what I mean? Or I will always be there. So, but yeah, that's always been my thing, just loyal to the death. And, but it's good, like where I'm at now in life, it's not about being a tough guy or any of that, you know what I mean? It's about how many smiles can you put on faces.
It's that new chapter.
Yeah.
I love that. So are you guys playing a show in Nashville?
I guess we just, I think they were lining something up in Nashville just when I was just down there for some time towards the fall, I believe. Don't quote me on it.
Oh, so it'll be on the second leg.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect.
So.
All right.
Some of it's going to be.
And I'll keep everybody updated because, what I've built this podcast around is my following in Columbus, Nashville, and South Florida.
Yeah.
So, we try to super serve all of those markets and, let people know what the fuck is going on. And I guarantee you everybody in Nashville is going to be out for that show.
Oh, it's going to be it's so crazy. Like with Wolf, so we'd be recording in East Iris and you never know who's going to show up. He knows everybody.
Totally,
like he Post Malone show up, you know what I mean?
No shit,
Morgan Wallen
right?
show up. Like,
cool.
Well, actually Post was recording right behind, because the way the studio's set up, there's another studio right behind us. It's all in a tight area at East Iris and Post, when he pulls up, he's got the black SUVs and everybody's like, but
he's around Nashville all the time. Like, I mean, I've seen him like on Broadway,
That's why when people, people was talking like, he's jumping on a bandwagon or stuff. Cause I heard that. Not in Nashville, I didn't hear it, but I hear it like in Ohio.
People don't get it.
People that don't understand.
Yeah.
I'm like, bro, he's really he's really in the mix.
And it's the place to do music. I mean, like if you're doing movies, you're probably going to go to Hollywood.
Yeah.
You're probably going to go to California.
Yeah.
If you're going to do music, you better get I don't care what kind of music. Thrash metal, hip hop, country. I mean, Nashville's where it's at.
Nashville is where it's at. It's like the new LA.
For sure.
You know, Malay, one of the greatest producers.
Yeah, Malay's good.
He moved, you know, him and his wife, Iris, moved down from LA. You know, they had a multi-million-dollar house in Beverly Hills in Cali, and they're like, nah, we're coming to Nashville. And they sold their place and came down. And Wolf has actually been working on an album with Malay and was playing some of the records while we were on set for the videos. And I'm just like, the evolution of things, it never ceases to amaze me. And that's how life is, man. You can't listen to what everybody says or what they think you can do. People will put limitations on you.
Yeah.
You're too old. You're too ghetto. You're too this. You got too many tattoos.
Right.
You got too much. Everybody wants to put their fears onto you. But if you just do you and follow your heart and stay true to yourself, there's no limit to what you can do. You know what I mean? There's no limits. And I'm testament to that, bro.
Hell
like
yeah.
I am a testament to, I am the if you go by statistics, I'm not supposed to be sitting here with you, Loper.
I'm fucking glad you are, though, man.
No, absolutely, and I appreciate you inviting me here. Like that's why I said when you was like, hey, we could do it over FaceTime or whatever that thing was.
Yeah, well, because I saw your Instagram and I thought you were still in Nashville, and I was like, I want to get you on before the Bluestone show.
Yeah,
and I didn't think you were in town. You're like, no, dude, why? I'll just come in person. I was like, well, yeah, I'd way rather you come in person.
I wasn't here yet, but I knew I was coming, and I knew we'd have at least one day before we started.
Oh, that's awesome.
Because tomorrow we head to Fort Wayne. And it starts, but I was like, man, I'd love to get on there. And I even, when I met you and really talked to you on Struggles Tour Bus at the show, like you're a cool dude, bro. You're a good dude. Like the energy you give off is good.
I appreciate that.
I didn't
Thanks.
know who you were specifically. I've done my research since then. Listen to your podcast and all that stuff, and have nothing but respect for you, and understanding like even why you moved back. That's. As a father, like that's some real stuff, bro.
Yeah.
And so I'm here for it, man. Whenever, like, I don't care how big things get. Like, I'm always here. I'll be a phone call away, man. Whenever you need me, I'm here.
I love that. J. Michael Phillips, ladies and gentlemen. And if you don't know, now you know. Fort Wayne tomorrow night kicks off the entire tour, and then Columbus on Thursday, and I'll be there, man.
Yeah, we're gonna be everywhere. Make sure if you guys want to follow me.
Yep.
Right? Go to J. Michael Phillips 419 on Instagram, and everywhere else is J. Michael Phillips, J. Michael Phillips for the IG fan page. Just make sure there's a lot of followers or whatever, because there's a lot of fake pages. But just check in and make sure. Stay tuned. I got a album called Urban Cowboy that's out on all platforms. That's really dope. So yeah. Check it out if you get an opportunity.
Yeah, when you turn this off, go listen to Armageddon. That's my favorite song.
Oh, yeah. That's the banger.
Dude, thanks so much for doing this, man. I really do appreciate
thank you for
man.
having me.
Yes. And I appreciate you guys. Like and subscribe to the channel. And we're back with, this was episode 20.
Let's go.
We're going legal. Next week, we go legal, 21. Let's go.
Sonic Temple Art and Music Festival, the pinnacle of rock festivals in America, returns in 2025 with Linkin Park, Korn, 2 nights of Metallica, no repeat weekend, plus Bad Omens, Incubus, Alice in Chains, Rob Zombie, 3 Days Grace, Alice Cooper, I Prevail, Jimmy Eat World, Chevelle, Motionless in White, and so many more. May 8th to the 11th at Historic Crew Stadium in Columbus, Ohio. Passes on sale now at SonicTempleFestival.com.